Today I'm going to be making really easy cheese and onion slices. Okay, let's get started. What we're going to need today is some puff pastry. I'm using the Just Roll and I'm using gluten-free today. There's lots of other brands of this around and you don't have to use the gluten-free. You're going to need a couple of eggs broken into a bowl, whisked up, and some kind of pastry brush. I've sliced some cheese, about 5mm thick. You can use the pre-sliced stuff that you get from supermarkets, or you can just chop it small sections up and join it all together. You're going to need some sliced onion, some sesame seeds, and some black pepper. Okay. Pastry's been out of the fridge for about an hour. If you get it straight from the fridge and try to use it, it's just going to crack as you try to unroll it, because the butter in it will just be too hard. Okay, so we're just going to flatten that out. Now what I'm going to do is section this roughly into 3 pieces. I'm only making 3 slices today. You can make them any size you want. You could halve this again, make them much smaller. Okay, going to take a piece of cheese, position it in the top half of each section I've cut. And place a few pieces of onion on top of the cheese. Entirely up to you how much of this you use, and you don't have to add the onion if you don't want to. If you like Marmite, something you can do at this point is put a smear of Marmite on the cheese as well. Okay, going to get our eggy wash, and this is just going to stick the pastry together. So just want to go along all of the edges. Okay, then we're going to add some black pepper. You can add this over the cheese and over the pastry. You can add a little pinch of salt as well if you'd like, but I tend to prefer just the pepper. Okay, then what we can do is just simply take that up and fold it over. We're just going to work the edges of the pastry around the cheese and flatten down around the side. We'll do that with all 3 of them. Okay, I'm going to use a silicone baking sheet. I've been using this one for years. It's looking a bit tired, but it's completely non-stick and it really works. You can use some kind of non-stick baking sheet or something like that, or non-stick paper, maybe with a little butter on it. And we're going to lift these up onto the silicone. What we're going to do is finish off the crimping while it's on the sheet. So we want to just stick the edges of this down. You can just use a fork to go around, make a little bit of a pattern. This will make sure the edges are completely stuck together and the pastry rises as one piece. Okay, just something like that. Then what we want to do is get our beaten up eggs. Give these a pretty generous coating all over. Okay, now what we can do is add some sesame seeds. You can miss this stage out if you'd prefer, or you don't have sesame seeds, they will cook just fine without. This just adds a little bit of texture on the top. And these toast up quite nicely when they're baked. Okay, that's then ready to cook. Because I'm using the silicone baking sheet, I've taken the tray out of my oven, one of the shelves, and you can just simply do that and then get it in the oven. That makes life really easy. You can use the same process when you take it out, then you can slide the baking sheet off. Okay, these are going to go in the oven at 180 degrees, preheated oven, for about 20 to 30 minutes. Leave them for 20 minutes, keep an eye on them. What we want is we want them to rise up nicely and then turn golden brown. Okay, I'll get these in the oven. Okay, here we are. That's about 25 minutes in an oven at 180. So now with this silicone sheet, you can just slide that off the oven shelf. These silicone sheets really are handy for this type of stuff. So what we need to do now is transfer these onto some kind of cooling grid. I'm just using the grill pan tray, and that's absolutely fine. If you put them straight onto a plate from the oven, the bottoms tend to go soggy. So if you can put them onto some kind of cooling tray, just something to get a little bit of air to the bottom while they cool down a bit. So I'm going to leave those for about 5 minutes and then we'll take a look at one. Okay, these have been cooling now for about 5 minutes on the rack, so let's take a look at one. They're lovely and fluffy and crisp. The tops have risen up nicely. There we are. Simple cheese and onion slice. Anybody can make these, they're really easy. They store really well, great for lunch boxes. Let them cool down if you want to keep them for the following day. Put them in the fridge overnight in a container. They're really easy. Have a go at them. Go on, give them a try. If you've enjoyed this video and found it useful, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you know when I release future videos. Thanks for watching.